Hey YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's Flat Toy Review. Today is the day that is just before the big day tomorrow, which is of course the 21st of April. Not only that, but I've actually decided to add 2 train set layouts, like so, to commemorate this moment. I'll try not to cry. But you know what, in this video we're only going to be taking a look at this product here, only just one from that product. Now I know I'll be doing that big vlog on the 21st of April, so that might probably halt the production of my Flat toys whenever it comes to comes to reviewing and whatnot. And silly enough, I actually made a bit of a mess when I was assembling the trains, like so. Hopefully the batteries aren't going to get cracked as I'm producing this video. So yes, hopefully on that big vlog on the 21st of April, if I was going to be doing that, the big problem is that I'll have to wake up as early as 7 o'clock though, because if I want to do, you know, like putting up so much pieces of information onto that video, well, I would rather just wake up at 7 o'clock though, in the morning though. But anyways, I got a funny feeling that big vlog, it will be complex, but yet again, I'm putting it into a very simplistic reframe so that I can't put up too much information, or else I would sound like an absolute smart aleck if I was going to be making that video on YouTube. But anyways, let me just grab the webcam. And I have to say that in this review, it's also going to be mighty noisy, because I've got 2 train sets. My goodness me, I've got a Compressor and a tiny Japanese train of some sort, of course. The blue and white one. Very collectible toys. But, speaking of collectible, I suppose Buildable would be one of them. And it's this! Oh, it's actually right on the train track. Now, of course, I think the troublesome part with me is that if I have a couple of train sets, or a couple of train layouts next to me, then my toy viewing session is going to be very hard up against perfection. So the product I'll be taking a look at is a flip-up Origami. What is this? It's a basic buildable replica model. Actually, it's called the Replica Air and Water Model Electric Service Station Air Compressor Pump 5-pack. Looks like some kind of air pump, I believe, mixed with a water blaster, you know, to wash cars with. And it costs about £6.50. Normally things are now sadly getting expensive these days because of, well, things going on in the world that we can't talk about too much, or else, you know, that's pretty much how the world works, sadly. And I can't, or else YouTube will just crush me. There's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. The artwork looks quite nice. And there's also some instructions on how to make up the model and to build like this. And, you know, after building this model, it should look like this. What's also quite strange about the instructions here is that if you look at it this way, there are no, you know, words that pretty much put up the algorithm system. You know, it looks quite amazing though. But, of course, yes, it is pretty much clear and easy to understand. Maybe except for the hose pipe and the air compressor pipe plate thingy. But, nevertheless, in its kooky sort of ways, it looks totally amazing. Overall, it actually has the colours that remind me of another country. I shouldn't name actually too much though, or else, you know, I can't say, you know, obviously there are things real in the world which are just gonna crank me up though, and I shouldn't be cranky because, well, Fifth Up is basically a toy review channel filled with all kinds of emotions. But there you go. Okay, so what you get in the set there. So, okay, so these are the major components. Almost does look like a scrapyard or a scrap heap. But let's just have a look at this one easily, as I'm about to delve into this product sooner or later. Well, obviously now, I think. So, these are the parts that you get in the set. Let's take a look at this one here. First, this one here is basically the front part of what it looks like to be something that you find in a service station. you know, to fuel up your cars and stuff like that, though, depending on what fuel you use and other whatnot. But obviously, I think it's not that bad, though. I mean, it's just the design, though, sometimes, though, that really nags me sometimes, because, you know, it's not too bad. And actually, those designs, those origami box side designs, they're actually heavily derived from that shopping bag I did on Easter Monday. There you go, there's some very weird information about on how to use the air compressor, and also a bit of safety warnings here as well. Something to replicate in something, you know, something quite realistic. And I think the first step to do is to pretty much insert this piece. Sorry about the noise though, but to assemble the air compressor pump and water blaster pump, which looks like this. Here are the instructions that look like this again. I think the first step is to grab this piece and then just shove it right up towards, you know, like that. There you go. So you have to shove this bottom piece there, this piece there, which is just a blank grey piece. It has to sit right on top, so that this piece there, which has got the bright colours on it there, can sit right on top of this bland piece. And then the next step is to grab, let's just see, grab this piece here and put it at the back. I think it's this piece there, which I believe is the signpost pole. I think it's a pole. Reminds me of a flagpole of some sort. It's kind of, you know, interesting to look at though. Almost looks like a vending machine whenever I look at that design, but it is, you know, a major component that you find in, you know, service stations, petrol stations, gas stations, fuel stations, whatever we're going to call it though. Hey, but obviously that's what it's meant to be. That's like the tail of the box. So you know, you fit that there, over there. That's the back piece, which is pretty much the signpost plate thing, you know, or pole thing, you know, as you call it. Then you grab this sign printing it, or this sign plate which says free air and water. And I think if I show it to you on camera clearly, here's the signpost pole. And what you're meant to do, I've got a funny feeling Flip Lab is now becoming a little bit like the new Lego. Well, or is it really like Lego or not though? And then I think you have to pretty much build this. It's quite a nice looking set, and then you have to plonk this here, like so. Not sure how bad it comes from camera, but there you go, that's what it looks like. Free air and water! And last but by no means is that, you know, you can grab this plate piece which comes with those very weird and wacky looking holes. I don't know if I can pretty much decipher and spot the difference going on here. It looks quite nice. But actually, whenever I think of this artwork though, on this front piece of the pump, air and water compressor pump thingy that you find on a few stations, it's taking a dive. Whenever I look at the yellow and blue, sorry if I'm shouting out Ukraine though, but it also reminds me of that, you know, that Japanese store, Hard Off. I think that's another thing that actually rings a bell inside of me though. You know that hard store shop that sells like old consoles and other electronics and whatnot, like, you know, computers, mice and other things like that. Another weird, fandoogly, Japanesey items and other whatnot. That's what reminds me of Hard Off, that Japanese store, whenever I look at those colours. Anyways, let me just grab this piece here. I think it's basically, oh well, let me just get back into it though. So before I should actually insert and complete the whole model, let me show you what this piece is. Basically there are a couple of hoses there. If I can spot the difference, that one there on the left is basically an air pump hose, and on the other side there on the right is basically the nozzle, which actually acts as like a, you know, it's like a fire hose type pump, but this is actually a water hose, specifically done to wash cars and other whatnot though. You know, it's something that relates into not just compression but also to clean your car, I don't know, maybe your windows, your body, I don't know. It's kind of like going to the jet wash and stuff, like that, eh? I'm not sure if you can, you know, wash your, you know, your wheels and stuff though, but I don't know what that does. I know it cleans your car though, but what part of the car does it specifically clean though? Well, anyways, let me just fit in this, and the signpost is falling down, which isn't a good sign, anyway. But there you go. That is what it's meant to be, though, eh? Let me just fit in the free air and water. So some way. Hey, look at that! That looks pretty nice. Oh my goodness me, my crockies, it looks quite, I don't know, to me it almost looks quite robotic, something out of a science fiction show, but that there, obviously, is actually a realistic air compressor / water blaster. It's like a pump that you find in those fuel stations. I don't know if it is electrical powered though. It actually is a bit of a demonstration. It is a bit of a demonstration. I might show you though. If I grab a vehicle, let me just grab one of the cars, eh? Okay, it's this. So let me just show you how this works. Of course, yes, you have to remove the intercaps of the tyres, and then the next thing, you'll have to pretty much, if your car's got deflated tyres, well, guess what? Sorry if that thing is just walking that box. Next thing, of course, is you can plug in that device to the car, of course. That looks quite nice, eh? But actually, what I should have done is that when you're finished, you can actually plonk the hole. You know, you can actually plonk the hoses back, like so, like that. When you're not using them, it's quite a very weird and wacky and funky looking device. That one that you find outside at the service stations and whatnot. Look at that. This is what it looks like. And if I grab the air compressing hose there, obviously, oh, sorry about that one, eh? Don't know why this video is going to be rough and ready today, but I think, you know, this is kind of like a little thing that, it's like one of those, you know, these little trips when you go to the fuel station, when you see this, and when your tyres are quite a bit, you know, how do you say it, a bit flat there, you can go ahead and remove the intercaps, and then you can do for all 4 tyres there. Even though, technically, that being said, obviously, flip-ups cars, whenever I think of it, them of course, they don't actually have tyres. I don't know about you though, which is quite strange. But, if I was you, I would rather imagine that flip-flop really does have tyres though, in the toy aisle. But there you go, that's what I can do, you know, make toys come to life and play as they are. You know, this is pretty much just like how children can play toy cars in the way they like. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to, you know, disassemble that model though, because this model is not only just doing my head in, but, well, guess what? I'm also quite desperate for the toilet. But hey, there's no toilet breaks from that video, eh? Because you know why? This is just a one product wonder video. And also that big vlog on the 21st of April, man, crikey, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be massive, but although it will be big, that vlog should be kept into a very simplistic reframe, because if I was going to sound, you know, too complex, I would have sounded like an absolute smile aleck. But anyways, done and dusted. And that car, I think it's a ute, drive away. Well, I think that's about it in this whole flip-up video on YouTube. If you really enjoyed this very strange rough and ready video on YouTube, please give this video a like, subscribe for more flip-up videos in the future. And with the whole dreaded noise of trains in the background, 2 of them obviously, as always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.